Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about how nobody likes the 2v2 meta in NBA 2K20, and we're here to also talk about how to counteract it in some ways as well, but just a nice little gameplay for y'all too. We got two mascots that we're playing against, two lockdowns, but they are shorter ones too, like I'm talking, they're both 6'5". Generally when you see this lineup, it's going to be something like a 6'5" two-way slash play, as y'all probably know, with like a 6'10", 6'11" rim sharp, and it would make my life a lot harder in this situation too, but as you can see, they got the two-way finisher shooting guard, lockdown build of the two with the two-way slash play point guard with the playmaker takeover as well. And then we have Dope's facilitating finisher, playmaking defender at 6'8", and then my pure slasher at 6'8" as well. So the nice thing about this lineup, if you haven't seen it already on the channel, is that Dope has Hall of Fame dimer, flashy passer, and floor zoner. All three of those are very important, and then even to have Hall of Fame quick first step is pretty big time too. As y'all probably know, the facilitating finisher at 6'8" is basically the playmaking glass cleaner, just a small forward instead of power forward. So long story short, he still has very good ability to dunk the ball, and when I have 10 shooting badges, I still have a decent ability to shoot the ball. Now you don't really see it in this game, but I will say, like I said, it's very interesting to see when I go like corner if they have a really good inside defender and then a really weak inside defender at the one guarding him, but y'all get the deal. Anyway, you see the flashy passer does crazy things with this. I'm talking like you can see my takeover meter is almost all the way up. It would have been all the way up had I dunked the ball. Since I took a layup, it actually like is, you know, just a small fraction away, and right there you see he gets a nice little passing lane, scores a basket on that. I will say this is the thing too, I have super low pass accuracy, he has super good steal. It's very reasonable for him to get that steal. I mean, that's just kind of a fact. Now, I want to talk a little bit because this is more of a discussion video rather than like an actual, you know, comp gameplay of me trying to explain like, you know, skill-based things or anything. But again, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about this two locks lineup and how this really has, like, it rules 2v2 and how it's completely taken over. And to be honest with y'all, it even was like this in 2K19. You had two pure locks, honestly, half the time, where they would just, you know, play great defense and then their offense was still like manageable, and that's the problem I feel. And you know, I mentioned that in my wish list for 2K20 back in 19 was that I wish that Lockdown's offense was nerfed. I think they should still be dominant defenders and you should really fear them on the defensive end, but the fact that they can still shoot the ball super consistently. In this game, they allowed them to be a good lockdown defender build while still having Hall of Fame playmaking badges and contact dunks and to shoot the threes. So this is the thing, y'all. Again, I just feel like the thing that would nerf double lockdown lineup would just be for every pie chart of theirs to get nerfed offensively a little bit. So I'm talking the playmaking defender build. Obviously, if you just took away contact dunks and if they couldn't have range extender, then it'd be so cake, honestly. And that's the tough thing about it too, is the fact that we can all choose our badges is really cool and all, but let me know what y'all think. I actually talked about this in another video, and you can see my slash are going crazy on this stuff right here. They're double teaming in the paint. This is another thing too, though. When you have two small locks, it can be a little more tough for you to stop, you know, a slash or an interior finisher like this, or even a post scorer for that matter. But I'm sure a lot of their mentality is, if I lose to a post, it doesn't count. And honestly, that's how I think sometimes too, but it is what it is. Anyway, again, to get back to the whole double locks and how that rules the game, it honestly wouldn't if they just nerfed each build offensively a little bit. So for instance, my finisher, right, I have a slash and defense pie chart. If my defense was still good, right, and you can see I accidentally go out of bounds right there. If my defense was still good, but I lacked a little bit in the finishing category, or if I didn't have such good speed, and like, you know, I can go hybrid like finisher mode and, you know, actually be pretty quick with the ball in my hand. I have gold quick first step, stuff like that. I feel like you shouldn't be able to get gold quick first step on a finisher build like that. I mean, bro, like I have 7 playmaking badges. What makes me able to get gold quick first step? Anyway, you see, again, this is like a tough situation for them. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that we were out here getting like exposed in this game, even though you would think the title kind of implies that, you know, two lockdown builds. It is meta, but like I said, it was just a really good game in this situation. And like I said, their height was getting exposed a little bit with this. Like the help defender down there, he was going for steals too. He got me once on the passing lane. He kept trying to spam it and just, you know, make it happen again. And like I said, a lot of this was meant to be like an entertaining gameplay for y'all, where, you know, you can just see me playing against the two locks and kind of just going crazy. Now let me know what y'all feel with the whole slasher thing, if any of this like takes skill. I understand, you know, it doesn't take the most skill to do this right here, and this is one thing I want to talk to y'all about the playmaking defenders. A lot of these playmaking defenders, they do the exact same thing I'm doing, where they're hop dunking, you know, some smaller build that isn't able to defend them very well, whereas me, what I'm usually doing is dunking on big like defenders. Like I'm talking rim protectors, you know, rim sharps, whatever it may be, pure rims, the rim slash combo, whatever it may be. I'm going at good defenders, like especially on the interior part. And a lot of times the two-way slash play meta is to just go at the weakest defender, which usually is a playmaking shot creator, unless you run the exact same thing, which is 2 lockdown builds. And like I said, that's 2 locks rules the 2v2. Now, like I said, the good counter to that, in my opinion, would be to run what we just did right here, where you rely more on the flashy passes and the slasher to go crazy, because that slash takeover when it pops on fears no man at all. All right, it fears no player at all. And as long as the dude in the corner can hit his jumpers pretty consistently, then you're all good. Now, another thing that we're going to talk about, and I'll just scroll through some clips here and just play some highlights while we're talking. We're not going to stretch this video to 10 minutes though. But again, one thing I really want to talk about is the other quote-unquote meta, where honestly, y'all, that two locks ain't even really the meta. I would say the most dominant lineup, and you know, actually I should say 2 locks is the meta because that's what people run the most often, where it's 2-way slash play and a rim sharp. But the thing that's the most dominant and honestly the most annoying is the 2 big stuff, bro. The 2 bigs, like I'm talking, or even a lockdown with a post score can be like mad annoying too. But anyway, you get the deal. Somebody camping paint, fishing for rebounds, while the other dude just puts up contested hook shots. Generally, they're all going to go in, but if he ever does miss, then you're likely to still get the rebound. It's pretty crazy. And, you know, what I do on this 2v2 stuff with Dope can be pretty toxic. Normally, I'm running pick and roll, but very often lately, I've been running with this pure slash, trying to have some fun. And I will say, I mean, you know, when we talk about the meta of 2v2 lineup, and the title of the video was why nobody likes it. Honestly, some people might really enjoy running that lineup because it can be very fun. It's very involved. Where, you know, you have 2 ball handlers, you're splitting the touches, everybody's able to get involved. Each person can shoot jump shots consistently on catch and shoot, so you take advantage of the weak matchup. It's a very involved offense. Now, you know, the thing that's so toxic about it, like I said, is the fact that lockdowns can play good offense while still being great defenders. Now, like I said, one lineup that, you know, is really annoying in the meta, I would say, as far as like dominance, is, like I said, that post score with the lockdown build, the glass cleaner, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, you get the deal. That stuff is tough to deal with and it's mad annoying. And again, nobody likes it because of how little skill it takes. The thing is, sometimes, y'all, the easiest lineups are also some of the most dominant lineups, and that's the problem with 2K20, and honestly with 2K19. Back in 17, I would say the most dominant lineups took a lot of skill. You had to be good with a post scorer to be good at the game as a post. You had to be, you know, pretty nice when it comes to the screening game and have good communication and IQ. I just feel like the 2-man pick and roll game was the most enjoyable, and again, it's a real problem, and 2K really needs to think about this when it comes to the balancing of 2K21, is the best lineups should be the hardest ones to run. I'm saying it should have the most potential, like if you're great at the game and great at saying being a post scorer, or being a slasher, or being a dribbler, or whatever it may be. If you're great at that, then you should be good, but it really should not be so easy to be so good with, you know, a build that doesn't take that much skill. And then boom, like I said, it's got the highest ceiling as well. So anyway, I hope you understand what the topic of this video was as far as talking about the 2v2. Again, a big thing that I really want to mention is how they need to make, you know, the easiest lineups to run honestly not so good. And anything that could be hard to run has a great potential. So let me know what y'all think of that topic and just idea. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get this one to 500 likes in the first 24 hours. And if you made it to the very end of the video, put a hoverboard in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. This thing is so fun and so crazy, but anyway, y'all get the deal. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, if you did, feel free to drop a like, turn on them noties, sub if you're new, all that good stuff. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.